Organization at the height of the pandemic. Great to have you here. Now, when you look back at this week in history, what did the U.S. and the World Health Organization do right, and what did they do wrong?
Well, I think there was a couple things initially that were problematic. One is that the WHO international health regulations really are not enforceable, and we weren't able to get a team from WHO or from CDC into China in the first weeks of January to help really determine several important facts. Was there human-to-human transmission? And was there asymptomatic infection? Both of which George Gao, who was the head of CDC, my counterpart in China, told me there was no human-to-human transmission and there was no asymptomatic infections. Unfortunately, both of those conclusions were incorrect, and that really influenced our initial public policy. The second thing that I think was a big mistake that happened as the pandemic evolved was the perspective that the U.S. took on mandating things, mandating vaccines, mandating some of their policies for curtailing work and companies being open. Those were big mistakes. We should have never had lockdowns as were prescribed. We should have never mandated vaccines. We should have taken the time to educate the American public to the advantage of the vaccine. We should have really targeted the vaccine where they were really of greater benefit, that is, the vulnerable over the age of 60. So a number of mistakes were made, and we can talk about them in particular if you have particular questions.
Let's get to this. The CIA on Saturday offered a new assessment on the origin of the COVID outbreak. The report from CIA Director John Ratcliffe saying that the coronavirus is more likely to have come or leaked from a Chinese lab than have come from animals. What's your take to that report?
Yeah, well, I think it's about time. I know John well, and I hope some of the more intelligent agencies start shifting their analysis also. So we've got the FBI now, the Energy Department, and now the CIA, all who have concluded that their analysis is that this virus came from the lab. I've always been a strong advocate of the two hypotheses, spillover and lab origin, that lab origin is really what is responsible for COVID. There really is no evidence, and I remind people that want to be evidence-based, there's no evidence at all to support spillover. There's a lot of opinions, a lot of powerful people have opinions, but really no evidence. There is evidence for the laboratory origin. Many people may not know this, but this laboratory in 2014, 2015 actually published a paper where they thanked NIH for the money, where they actually had achieved in teaching the coronavirus how to infect human tissue.
Just real quick, your thoughts on the preemptive pardon for Dr. Anthony Fauci by former President Biden?
Yeah, I think it's unfortunate. I think it's a terrible precedent. I don't think these pardons should be preemptive. It'd be interesting to see if they're challenged and go to the courts, because they're really meant for people that are convicted of a crime. I would like Tony to be transparent and a little more forthcoming in a lot of the decisions that he made during the pandemic, but I don't think there's anything that he requires a pardon for.
All right, well said. Dr.